Welcome to Guisachan House, but not if you're a tenant farmer, unfortunately. Let's learn some more. Welcome to Exploring Scotland's History. Dudley Marjoribanks, or 1st Baron Tweedmouth, purchased this estate in the 1850s. Dudley's wealth came from his father primarily, a senior partner of Coutts Bank, a firm entrenched in the East India Company and slave trade. He himself couldn't acquire a partnership. His parentage being called into question may have been a factor in this. He was called a charlatan despite his rise as a Liberal MP. His inheritance, though, enabled him to purchase the 𝔬𝔲𝔦𝔰𝔞𝔠𝔥 brewery, build a mansion in Park Lane in London, and buy Guisachan. Majoriebanks' influence on Guisachan was swift, cruel, and long-lasting. When he bought the estate, there were 16 farmers working the estate, with 4,200 being the total of the assorted livestock. By 1872, they had all fallen victim of Majoriebanks' clearances. A couple of farming families were housed in Tomich. The housing wasn't practical and no livestock could be kept, so the tenants had to retrain whilst relying on charity. Most left on boats to Canada, the Americas or Australia. In a short time frame, our Dudley had paved for his new hobby, a grouse shooting and deer stalking empire. The rich and powerful of the time trekked to Glen Affric on their jollies. Queen Mary described it as her little bit of England in the Highlands. Winston Churchill was related to Majoriebanks. He learnt to drive here on the long approachway when it was in pristine condition. Sir Dudley Marjoribanks is also credited with breeding the first golden retriever, though I suspect, like in so many other cases, it was more than likely his gilly who was responsible. The breed was recognised by the Kennel Club in 1913. The breed evolved by crossing a flat-coated retriever with a Tweed Water Spaniel initially. Majoriebanks now had the perfect dog to retrieve his game on his frequent shooting parties. Thankfully, these stunning dogs have a more important use today, as they train well as guide dogs for the blind, service dogs, and are great family pets too. I know, I used to own one. When we were visiting the village, we met a man who lived in the old shoemaker's cottage. Apparently the shoemaker was also a stonemason. Majoriebanks demanded of him that troughs would be made, and he really complained quite heartily about the price. The shoemaker informed him, "You want them all made of granite, but they will far outlast us." And these granite troughs can still be seen all around the estate. The gentleman also informed me when we were discussing the clearances of the land that the homes were in slightly better condition than the ones on the estate that the people were evicted from, but they were told they were only allowed one cow, so unfortunately the self-sufficiency would have been a wee bit lacking for them. Where the Majoriebanks are concerned, however, there was hope. Dudley's daughter Ishbel was cut from a different cloth. She had a brilliant mind, but her father forbade her attending university. She married John Campbell Hamilton Gordon, 7th Earl of Aberdeen. On moving to London, she formed household clubs, which helped servants learn reading and other life skills. She also formed the Onwards and Upwards Association, which gave servants academic courses via the post. She was also the head of the Women's Liberation Federation, which advocated women's suffrage. Rumours in high society said the Hamilton Gordons even ate with their servants, something that was completely unheard of. In 1893, she moved to Canada as her husband became Governor General. They named their home there Guisachan as well. I'll put some pics of it up now. Ishbel was made the first president of the International Council of Women. She had many more charitable successes in Canada. In 1899, they retired back to Scotland, but never stopped fighting for women's and workers' rights. In the early 1900s, an auction book described Guisachan as having, wait for it, 15 bedrooms, 4 dressing rooms, 5 bathrooms, 16 servant rooms, a dining room, a drawing room, a breakfast room, a smoking room, a business room, a billiards room, a library, a boudoir and some conservatories, 10 lavatories and wash closets, domestic offices, a cellar, kennels, storage accommodations. Is that it? After Majoriebanks' death, the house had a couple of owners who mostly stripped out and sold what was within. What was left is this gaping shell. The Friends of Guisachan are a non-profit organisation which focus on the historic beginnings of the Golden Retriever. They are renowned for meeting yearly in the grounds of the house, whatever state the house is. I'll put a picture up now, it is really a sight to behold. So that was Guisachan. A checkered history, but the Majoriebanks' daughter saved the day. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe and leave a comment. It really helps the channel grow. You can get me on my other social media, Facebook, Instagram, of the same name, Exploring Scotland's History. Until next time, thank you for watching.